10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Welcome everybody to the painting stream. And it looks like I'm having some technical difficulties with my overlay. Not sure what's going on there. All right. Come on, camera. There we go. Got it. All right, now let's get this situated. All right, guys. So here we are. And we have got Tal'iri Seabreeze here. This is the this is my gray plastic Hero Forge Mini. Which is the new beta plastic from Hero Forge Minis. So what can I say about the beta plastic? It is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I told you guys that I was going to be getting two of these Hero Forge gray plastic minis, and the first one, I posted pictures of it on Twitter last night, but this is actually my daughter's mini. Get my windows all set up here. There we go. So yeah, this is my daughter's mini. This is Liberty Sai. She is an Elven Paladin. And yes, there is a little candle in there, and yes, I painted it. I went super simple with it. I just went a little bit of like ivory and some red. I could have probably gone in and gotten some yellow in there too, but I did not. So yeah, this is Liberty, and one thing that I could not get to show up real well, I was going to try and take pictures of this, but the base here, I wanted it to kind of look like marble, and I think I achieved that. So yeah, this is the gray plastic from Hero Forge, and I'm really happy with it. It kept a lot of the details. It is definitely a lot more sturdy than the ultra high detail plastic. Um, and this has even more detail than their ultra high detail plastic. So definitely happy with this new material. And once they meet production, they're going to be bringing that plastic back. So without any further ado, let's get started painting Tal'iri. So first things first, we are going to paint inside out. So I'm going to start on her face, and then we've got like the underlayers of her pants and such. So to paint her face, oh, I also got some new paints for this stream, and we're going to try them. These are the Dick Blick matte acrylics. And this is going to be a real experiment because I don't know how much I need to dilute these yet. And they actually have a sealing cap on them. Did not know that. Alright. So there's that cap removed. I've got blue paint all over my fingers right off the bat. This is awesome. This is awesome. True artist. Alright, so let's try this again. Where do I want to mix this? Let's... On the bright side, it does come in a dropper bottle. So I will be able to... I'll be able to keep an eye on my mixture. So typically when I do my base coats, I do a 1-to-1, 1 drop of paint, 1 drop of water. See where my brushes go. That is still really thick, 1-to-1. I don't think I want it that thick. Actually, that might be okay. That might be okay. Alright, so... Alright, so here we go. I'm going to do something odd. Most of you, any of you that have actually watched me paint before know that I usually do my faces in brown. But I am painting Tal'iri with a blue face. And the reason that I am painting Tal'iri with a sky blue face is because she's a moon elf, and moon elves have a bit of a blue cast to their skin. So we're going to layer on top of that, and some of that blue should hopefully show through. I may end up doing a wash in this color. Later, once we actually get the skin tones laid down, and that's actually not showing up real well. So this is definitely blue. Man, I got paint all over my fingers. Oh, goodness. Nerp 985, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day-night cycle. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm here to answer questions. All right. So we are going to move in directly to the black. Black. Where is my black? It's probably hiding behind one of these other colors. Yep, it certainly is. So yeah, I went to the art store the other day, and I did get a couple of blue paints, the Blick matte acrylics, because I wanted to test them out. I wanted to see how they work compared to Vallejo. I want to see what they're like for blending, etc., etc. So this is a little bit of an experiment, as are most of my painting streams, it feels like. Jason! Nerp, why am I not primering it first? It has already been primed. It has already been primed. I'm fluent in typo, Jason. No need to worry. I got what you meant. But yeah, I pre-primed the Mini prior to the stream. Normally I do prime them on stream because my primer does not take very long to dry. But since I already painted Liberty, Anissa, welcome in. How are you doing? But since I already had painted Liberty, I went ahead and primed them both at the same time. And that just saves me a little bit of time on stream, gets me more time to paint. Yeah, the gray plastic from Hero Forge is actually a lot darker than what you're seeing here. I could probably pull Tal'iri off of her base real quick and show you. But yeah, that gray plastic from Hero Forge is actually a lot darker than what I've got it primed at. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yes, directly for the crotch. Cosmic Cubicle, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day, Night Cycle. Thanks for joining me, you guys. If you like what you're seeing here, please smash that follow button. Spread the word. Hosts are always welcome. And if you do either of those things, you get fun animations via Twitch alerts. And you get my eternal gratitude as well. So, Jason, the reason that I'm going directly for the crotch, yeah, there you go, Nerp. That is actually the gray plastic that it comes in. So it is a lot darker than the primer. But the reason that I'm going for the crotch is because when you're painting, you want to paint what they call inside out. What that allows you to do is paint the innermost areas, which are going to be your most difficult to get to, so that you don't make mistakes, or if you do, they're easier to clean up. Because if you get so really what I should have done is I should have gone for the back of her coat here first, and then should have gone for her coat first on the back and then done her pants. But this should be okay. So again, since I'm using black for her pants, it's going to be pretty forgiving. You know, Anissa, Little Cosmic Candy is actually not with me currently, but I am assuming that she is well. She sent me a message this morning on Hangouts that she loved Liberty's paint job. She was super excited and happy about it, which is good because I'm super excited and happy about it too. And man, so one thing I'm going to say about these Blick paints is they come super full. They come super full because I just had to open up the second bottle and explode it all over me. We're off to a great start. I've already got paint all over my hands. Normally I'm very careful. Today is not that day. It's all good. Wouldn't be an artist though, right? If I didn't have paint all over my hands. This gives me artist cred. Little Cosmic Candy is amazing. She's a good kid. She's a good kid. Just turned 12. She's role playing with me. You know, she plays in my Wednesday night group of for Adventurers League. And she's quiet at the table, but when she contributes, man, she contributes in a big way. So nice, Avery, or Jason, rather. If I don't have paint on my hands, I am doing it wrong. Absolutely, Cosmic Cubicle. Absolutely. Love the name, by the way. Love the name. So yeah, I mean, she's a good kid. She might be coming over probably tomorrow. Job isn't done until you hurt yourself. Well, hopefully I don't hurt myself painting minis. The only thing I tend to hurt when I'm painting minis is my pride. Because sometimes things just don't look right. Alright, so we went 1-to-1 with, this is Dick Blick colored dark blue medium. It is also still matte acrylic. Now, the thing that I was reading online, because I was reviewing these paints, I was checking to see if anybody had actually used them for mini painting prior to actually buying them. And the thing that I read said that, you know, you have to dilute them a lot. No, you really, I'm finding that you don't. They look like they're diluting just fine with 1 drop of water. So now we're going to get in here, we're going to get this coat painted. Now, it may take a couple coats of this to cover up that black, but that's okay. Let's see, did I miss any questions? Doesn't look like it. Oh, and I think I need to add a quote. There we go. Quote added. Thank you so much for the quote material, Jason. So yeah, the biggest thing that you need to remember if you're just getting started painting is to dilute your paints. Depending on what you're doing, you're going to want to dilute them more or less. And the other thing that I've found that really helps me is to wipe my brush off once I dip it in the paint. It helps me control my paint better. Keeps it from globbing into areas that I don't want it. And it's also, with my Vallejo paints, it's helped me figure out how to blend them a little bit better by doing that. So there we go. There's that dark blue. Need to get a little bit more coverage there. That would be awesome. Yeah, so I don't have Nightbot spamming it right now, but I do take commissions for minis. $50 for a mini. And I do as detailed a work as I can get. All right, we're gonna let that dry for a minute. We're gonna let that dry for a minute, and let's go ahead and rinse out this brush. And I think we'll go ahead and get started on the face. Come on, focus. There we go. Yeah, it's a really nice deep dark blue. And actually, I should probably do that for the rest of her coat. Let's go ahead and do the rest of her coat while we're at it. I was gonna do her face, but we'll do her coat. Yeah, $50 for the mini. You know, and I paint it as high quality as I can, super high tabletop quality standard. I'm not competition show grade yet. I'm getting there. Every mini I paint, I get better. I learn something new. And the goal is to enter a crystal brush or a golden dragon competition by the end of 2018 and at least place. If you got a life-size Dragonborn Paladin, that would be interesting. That would be something completely different for me. Oops. Uh-oh. Let's see. Twitch alerts, why did you not show up? Believe that was a follow sound. believe that was a follower sound. What is going on with the overlay today? The overlay is super broken. Donation scroll is working. Twitch alerts, why you busto? I'm using OBS. I haven't had any issue with Twitch alerts until today. But yes, I believe that was a follow. And for some reason, the Twitch alerts website is not actually signing in for me. I don't know what's going on. It's like their website is down. I can't get it to load. So identify yourself in the channel if you followed, and I will thank you profusely. Volpsy, welcome in. Hope you are having a good day-night cycle. Not sure where in the world you are, which is why I use good day-night cycle, because that's all inclusive. Oh, it was Volpsy that followed, because now I see you. Now I see you up in my follower goal. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome in. And Jason, it's not Twitch that's broken so much as Twitch alerts at this point. Because I cannot get into their website, and I've got OBS set up so that it actually logs into the website and everything. So I got the alert notification, but it's just I can't get into their site for some reason. Oh well, no big deal. We're moving on. As they taught me in the military, press, which means you move forward. You do your thing. So how is everybody today? Have you had a good weekend so far? It's got Twitch in the name, so it's gonna have Wheaton rolls. That's hilarious. Uh, I think this guy is saying checking out the coleslaw. You know, you go to a party this time of year, it's a barbecue party. They've got coleslaw, and you're checking out the coleslaw. That's what I would be doing. Love coleslaw. Coleslaw is amazing. All right, so let's see. How did we do that? On previous Tal'iri. Here is previous Tal'iri. Basically the same miniature. But this one here was the ultra high detail plastic. Um, oh, really, Cosmic? What do you paint? And I only eat coleslaw if it's the creamy coleslaw, like Kentucky Fried Chicken's coleslaw. That's the collar on the shirt. What's the collar on the coat? Anissa, can you keep a secret? Night night, Jason. Sleep well, and we will see you again soon. Thanks for stopping in. Nice, Cosmic. Nice, nice, nice. I don't play any of the games, but I want to get some of the minis to paint. Because they look like they're amazing minis. How's it going, Talon? Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day-night cycle. Is that your channel on Twitch, or are you over on YouTube, or where you at? Anissa, are you still here? Nice, nice. I'll definitely check it out because I'm always watching other people paint and stuff. Oops, that's gonna be part of her actual sleeve. Also, guys, my Twitter account is the same as here, CosmicCandi, and I am 10 followers away from a mini giveaway. So go follow me on Twitter. And once I hit that 500 mark, I'm going to be sending out a tweet for how to get your free commissioned mini. The new Age of Sigmar are really good quality. Yeah, see, like I said, now I'm 9 away. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, like I said, I haven't played the games partially because the minis are so expensive, and my employment situation has not been the greatest these last couple of years. I've been trying. But yeah, I can't find a job in my career field around here, so starting on Monday, I'm going back to school for software development. And I'm hoping that this stream will help support me and get me through school, too. That's the other hope. The stream and minis commissions. Okay, so gotta say so far that I really am very happy with the Dick Blick paints. They go on nice and smooth. They're allowing me to layer up the paint so that my brush strokes aren't visible. Very happy with these paints. And I haven't had to dilute them crap tons the way that the forums said that I would. I have my degree in computer networking, and I have been primarily a help desk support technician since I graduated with that degree, and I cannot find anything around here for help desk work. So I want to stay within IT, but I'm just going to switch over to programming because there's lots of programming jobs. Yeah, from what I understood, NERPs, Sigmar was more hero focused. Like you've got the epic hero battles more than massive armies. Is that accurate? Okay, that's cool. I could get behind that. Nice cubicle. Yeah, I've always been interested in programming, especially after I got my degree in networking. Um, I found that I had an aptitude for programming. And it's like a puzzle for me, so keeps my brain engaged. Debugging and figuring out why my code isn't working is like a puzzle, and I love it. So, yeah, gonna do that. There's lots of programming stuff around here, and I mean, there's even remote programming jobs, which would be ideal because I do get frequent migraine headaches. So even if I've got a migraine, I could remote into work. Where with help desk, gotta be there in case there's a hardware issue. Awesome. That's cool. One of the guys that I used to work with was a server admin, and they shut down our facility locally, and he was still a contractor. Oops, and we just lost Tal'iri off the base. Okay, let's fix this. Um, but he was a consultant for the company that shut its doors locally. They were still in Cincinnati, but he was a consultant and worked from home. Nice. And Volpsy, I saw your comment earlier that you were just starting your day and that you don't have any big plans for the weekend. Well, thank you for choosing to spend it with me. I appreciate that. Lots of other Twitch channels you could be spending your time on, and you're here, so thank you. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what this paneling is here on the front. Trying to figure out what that paneling is. Cosmic Cubicle, thank you very much for the host. Yeah, I try to keep it chill in here. Uh, Hopefully you get a Twitch alert showing up real quick here. Twitch alerts is broken. I can't get onto their site today. But normally you would have Stitch, and he would come down from the bottom of my overlay at the top there, and it would play a sound of Gantu saying, "And I thought you would be hard to track down. Boy, was I wrong," or something like that. All of my Twitch alerts are Stitch, Lilo and Stitch themed. This is the collar. So the brush that I'm using right now is actually a 20-0 brush. This is the smallest brush I have ever owned. But it worked great for doing the eyes on Liberty. I was super excited. Yeah, like I said, I can't even get into the Twitch Alerts site today. Normally I can get in. The first follow from Volpsy, we got the sound notification, but I didn't get the animation up on screen. So, I mean, like, parts of it are working because I see Volpsy up in my upper left-hand corner as being my latest follower. And yeah, mold lines are the worst. Mold lines suck. I just painted some Gale Force 9 miniatures, and they were resin, and those for mold lines, I might have gotten a bad batch or something, because those were atrocious for mold lines. I've never seen a model that was that bad. Interesting. What is mold line remover? Is it like a gel, a paste? What is it exactly? This is my least favorite version of this song. Give me just a second here, Cosmic Cubicle. There you go. Oh, it's actually like a knife. Interesting. I'll have to watch the video and stuff on that later. It's hardened steel. Okay. Very cool. I'll definitely check it out. I think I'm gonna do something a little bit different this time around. What is that? I think that's a piece of support material that didn't get cut off. I might have to file that down. Yeah, these gray plastic minis have a little bit more flash on them than what the ultra high detail plastic minis did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this right here. Come on, focus camera. Right here on her arm, I'm pretty sure that that's like a piece of flash from the 3D printing that didn't get removed. So I'm gonna have to file that down. Alright, let's go ahead and take care of that real quick. Where are my files? There they are. $25, but worth it not to burn through the X-Acto blades. Yeah, I can feel that. Alright, so I'm going to very carefully file this down. Because, again, this is a 3D printed mini, so it's not quite as sturdy as what you would get if it were injection molded. But this gray plastic is very, very nice. So do any of you guys here play D&D? That answers that question, Nerp. Thank you. 5e and Pathfinder, okay. Yeah, I play Dungeons and Dragons myself. I actually am a DM for 2 games. I play D&D Adventures League on Wednesday night. Actually, I run D&D Adventures League on Wednesday night, and then Thursday night I run an online game. It is hosted on Twitch, but it is on another channel. It is not here, and I always forget to host it when I'm playing. Oops. Um, and then I play in a game on Friday night that is actually a homebrew system. So what does everybody play? This is actually my character, Tal'iri Seabreeze. She is a moon elf fighter, but I have taken abilities with her. She's my 5e character. I have taken abilities for her that basically turn her into a swashbuckler. So she is a pirate captain and queen. I consider her a pirate queen, and she's awesome. I love her. Um, I'll be your undoing, boyo. Oh, you haven't heard of Tal'iri Seabreeze? Damn shame that. Well, you've heard of me now, and you better start running. So anyway, there's Tal'iri. She's a badass. I love her. Alright, I might need to file that down even just a little bit more. Oops. So Nerp, are you a Critical Role fan? Melee Warlock, nice. Cosmic, nice. Okay, I'm much more happy with that arm now. Adventures League. In Adventurers League, you're a halfling weed-smoking monk, and in the Saturday game, a gold dragon-born halfling cross rogue female. Nice. So, those of you that may not know, I'm also one of the co-hosts for Gilmore's Glorious Gossip, which is a podcast that goes live every we go live every Saturday evening. So tonight, actually, at it starts at 9 o'clock Central, um, which is 10 o'clock Eastern, and what is that? 7 p.m. Pacific. And we're live over on YouTube. All right. And for some reason, my poster tack is not sticking to my mini today. Oh, and I would also like to say that I called Vax Paladin right after the Kynan story arc. So I am well and truly pleased with myself that I saw Vax going in that direction. And when it came out that Vax multiclassed as Paladin, my co-hosts for Gilmore's Glorious Gossip, because I've been preaching on this, and I'm like, guys, Vax is going Paladin, Vax is going Paladin, and they're like, no, Kalia, no, Vax isn't going Paladin, and they're like, but we'll see, we'll see when it happens. And so Thursday, when Vax went Paladin, they were like, holy crap, Kalia, you were right. And I was like, suck it. Suck it, Vax is a paladin. So yeah, I kind of was gloating a little bit, and my Twitter blew up as soon as that happened because of all of the viewers that follow Gilmore's Glorious Gossip. They were like, Kalia called it, man. So yeah, that was awesome. I'm super excited for that. I hope Vax keeps taking levels in Paladin, because 13 Assassin, 7 Vengeance is the sweet spot. Yeah, and it's kind of scary how much Mercer and I think alike. I'm not anywhere near as good of a storyteller as he is, but um, at least I don't feel I am. My players for my Thursday night game love me. I think my players for my Wednesday night game love me too. So that's that artist insecurity coming in, saying that I'm not as good of a storyteller as he is. But um, yeah, it's eerie how similar Mercer and I think, because like he'll pull out monsters and I will have called it in the various chat rooms. Um, just based on the terrain alone, I'm like, oh hey, we've got a Bahir coming, and everybody's like, no Bahir, nah, not a Bahir. Yep, it was a Bahir. Candy called it. Candy called it. 'Alright. So I think I'm ready to move on to some of these other colors here. I think for her shirt, I think we're gonna say that her coat cuts off at the shoulder here, and then I'm gonna put ivory underneath there, and then her gloves are gonna be black. So that is my satin varnish. Don't want to apply that just yet. There is my ivory. Eight on the Twitter follow. Nice. um, the alert will only work. Let's see if we can get into Twitch alerts again. Come on, work Twitch alerts. Quit being busto. All right, so we're gonna go 1 drop of ivory, 1 drop of water. Selena, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day, Night Cycle. Good to see you again. We're making some really good progress on Tal'iri here. I've met some new friends. They are awesome. They're hanging out with me. So this is the new gray plastic, Selena. And it looks freaking amazing. So many details. I did have to, on her elbow here, I did have to file some flash down. There's also been some other flash on various pieces, but it's not that bad, so I'm kind of just letting it go. Nerp, you are awesome. Thanks very much for joining me today. My channel is nothing without you guys. Certainly make it more enjoyable for me if I've got people to talk to. So Selena, Vax went Paladin. I was right, I was right, I was right. Did you see Liberty yet, Selena? Did you see the pictures of Liberty on Twitter? Are there any areas that I missed there? It looks like... Okay, hold on. Let me show you. Let me show you Liberty then. I want to point out that I did paint the candle in her lantern, and the lantern wiggles. And I'm not sure how well it's showing up, but come on. God, so much shadow. I got the rocks to look a lot like marble. That was what I was after, was a marble feel. There we go. It's not focusing right, but really happy with the way the rocks turned out on the bottom. And then here's close-up detail on her hair. Yep. So that is Liberty. That is my daughter's Elven Paladin. Okay. So let's see here. We've got the ivory on her sleeves here. And that's awesome that they finally released a bard, or a harp for your bard. They would need to come out with a didgeridoo for my bard. Ah. Well, that was a disaster. Got one little drop of that ivory paint on there, and we lost almost all of her back while I was trying to wipe it off. Okay, so you mean the conductor nerp? The the College of the Maestro? One of the characters in my Thursday night game is actually playing that bard. I read through the class and I was like, yep. I'll allow it. So that's going to be interesting to play test with that. Well, and this is the first time I've ever used these paints, or this particular brand of paint that I'm using for this dark blue Selena, so this is definitely a test run to see how well it works. See, my the bard that I'm going to be playing in my next one shot that I find myself attached to is going to be a college. Uh, it's going to be a Valor bard. Um, and she's going to be an Air Genasi. There we go. This is the version that I like. Um, yeah, she's an Air Genasi Valor bard. Because I wanted to be more combat oriented than more spellcasting oriented. I'm not super big on spellcasters. Um, and that's just a personal thing for me. But I'm still trying to figure out backstory, still trying to figure out um, personality and things like that. The idea that I had that kind of sparked her creation was there was a series of live action Star Trek games back in the 90s, and the first one that they kind of did was Star Trek Klingon. And during Star Trek Klingon, um, there was a scene where Gowron and the rest of this group of Klingons that you were a part of um, were traveling on your bird of prey, and Gowron starts beating the arms of his chair, and one of the female officers on board starts singing a Klingon battle song. Koi Kalish Pu Claude Koi Puk Bet Pu Yatlbo Matlbo Jeshui Shemach Chu Maigu Meshuv Menong Nibet Yo. uh, I can't remember quite all of the lyrics there. But anyway, so she starts singing, and it's a Klingon battle song. Hear sons of Kalis, hear daughters too, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, so she, in my opinion, is a Valor bard, and she's trying to pump up the warriors, and so that's kind of where I got the idea for this Air Genasi bard, and kind of what I want to do with her, turn her into a battle bard. Oh, that's a secondary build, and that goes running. Oh my gosh! All right. All right, let's start working on her face. Well, kapla kapla means success. And I am not completely fluent in Klingon, but I know enough that I can get by if I've got the dictionary and everything with me. All right, so for her face, we are going with... Normally I do a 4-color highlight and shading step, and for this I'm only going to go with 3. So we're going to go 1 drop of Dark Flesh. This is Vallejo color 70.927. 1 drop of Dark Flesh, and since this is going to be a layer color, we're going to go 4 drops of water on this. Yeah, Klingon was actually developed by Mark Okrand. It was initially developed, fun fact, it was initially developed by James Doohan, who played Scotty. And he was working on the language for Wrath of Khan, and then also he started working on it during Wrath of Khan, but he um, he turned over everything that he had created to Mark Okrand, who was a linguist. He turned over all of the materials that he had to Mark Okrand, who continued developing it for Search for Spock. Another fun fact is that Mark Okrand was also the linguist for Disney's Atlantis. But Klingon is based on about 5 different actual languages. It's got parts of German, parts of like Thai. One of the funniest things I ever saw on Star Trek, um, Selena, it was during an episode of Deep Space Nine, and there were 2 Klingons, and they were walking on the promenade, and one Klingon turns to the other Klingon and says, "Shoshlit," and starts laughing. And I was like, wait a minute, Shoshlit? That's your mother. Oh my god, they just made a yo mama joke in Klingon. And Nerp, this is just for Vallejo paints, and this is kind of what works for me. So depending on what paints you're using, it may not be the same. I'm gonna throw that disclaimer out there, but it's what I've found to work. Okay, nice. Yeah, so I use so for my layer colors I use 4:1 water to paint. Um, for my base I use 1:1, and then for like washes and things I use anywhere between 20 and 40:1 water to paint, depending on how dark the color is. I'm going to be streaming for quite a while, Selena. Probably until I start getting a headache. So I'll be here probably at least until 4 p.m. my time. I'm an hour behind Eastern, so for a while yet. Enjoy your lunch date, and hope to see you again soon. Oops, still too much water on my brush. Metallics are tough. Metallics are really tough. I use I use the model color silver, I think it is. Yeah. Um, yeah, I use the 70.997 silver. One thing that I've found really helps me with the metallics is adding some retarder in there. I usually go 1 drop of water, 1 drop of retarder, and then the metallic paint. Um, what I've found that does is it keeps the metallic from drying as fast, and that really helps you get the flow and control. That's actually how I was able to paint Liberty's armor, because her armor is that metallic silver, um, with the extender with the retarder on it, and then I just took like a black wash over the top of it to dull it down just a little bit. So yeah, her armor is the metallic silver. Yeah, it's not just you. Those metallic paints dry super quick. Um, and I fought with them for a long time. I was, I was adding water. I got the wet palette. That didn't even the wet palette didn't seem to help with those metallics. But adding that Vallejo flow extender or retarder medium. 70.597 retarder medium, one drop basically along with your water, works great. Yeah, that the other thing too is that retarder medium was about the same price as a bottle of Vallejo paint. Um, but you don't need to use very much. It's pretty thick actually. It's like a gel. Um, but I use like one drop in with my paint if there's something that you know like the metallics, or if I'm trying wet blending or something like that. I'm trying to make painting fun. One of my dreams for the channel is to get people painting along with me. I would love to be able to show pictures of like your art and stuff up here too. Especially if you're a brand new painter and you've come to painting because of me and you want to show me your stuff, damn it, I want to see it. Cuz that's awesome to me. Because of the shadows, you almost can't tell that I've done any work on her face, but there's paint there, I promise. That's awesome, Nerp. That's awesome. I've been I've been painting off and on since like the early 90s, 1994 or so. Um, got out of it for a long time, then started painting again in 2008. Painted a couple minis in 2008, and then the the group that I used to play with and the guy that was letting me use his painting space, we kind of drifted apart. They quit inviting me to games and whatnot. No hurt feelings there. I'm good. Um, but yeah, I quit getting invited to games and stuff, and so I got out of painting at that time because I didn't have the money for the paint, didn't have the money for the minis, and I just started painting again this past December. and I ordered Tal'iri. She was the first mini that I painted since 2008, and so I'm repainting her to see how far I've come. In just this like 6-month time. Man, this nose is stubborn. Doesn't want to take paint. Take paint, nose. Take it. Take it! Alright, so I think I'm ready to move on to my next highlight color. That next highlight color is going to be 70.955 Flat Flesh Vallejo model color. Oh, another thing, Nerp. The medium flesh is actually darker than the dark flesh, so keep that in mind. And again, this is going to be 1 drop of paint, 4 drops of water. It's a really good consistency for layering with the Vallejo paints. And again, I wipe off, once I dip the brush and mix the color and everything, I wipe off everything on the little piece of toilet paper that I've got sitting right here next to me. That keeps the paint from pooling and allows me to very precisely apply that highlight. Kiddo, how's it going? Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day-night cycle. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my daughter, little CosmicCandi. This is the one that the Liberty Simony is for. And I suppose you want to see her, so here she is, kiddo. I even did the flame. Yes, I did. Yeah, I still need to seal her, kiddo, but she is done. I put the base is actually done like a marble, like a dark gray and light gray marble. Hey, kiddo, question for you. Have you been able to check in on Ice Prime yet? See how they're doing on the tournament? Oh, kiddo. That's a bummer. And see, actually, Nerp, she's in a situation right now where she could potentially die. Liberty and her party are fighting a bunch of vampire spawn for the Curse of Strahd adventure. Yeah, you're right. It starts at I think ice put up 1 p.m. Mountain, so it hasn't started yet. Okay, good. Just if you could, kiddo, keep popping back and forth and just let me know how things are going because I'm going to be painting here for a while. And also I want you to give my love to Ice and the team. Let them know that I'm here rooting them on in spirit, even though I'm doing my painting stream. Okay, so that's the second round of flesh. So let me get back underneath there. We'll get just a little touch on her neck there. You're not going to be able to see that. That's in too deep of shadow. Um, Up close and personal, I can barely see that little highlight, but I just put a little bit of a highlight on her neck. Welcome back, Cosmic Cubicle. We're making progress. I started in on her face here. About to do my final highlight. For my final highlight, it's going to be 70.815 Vallejo model color, basic skin tone. And again, this is going to be 1 drop of paint, 4 drops of water. Yeah, Nerp, highly recommend playing around with the different colors that you use for skin tones. Um, I typically go with the Vallejo model color chocolate brown underneath my skin because it gives it a really nice rich color. Um, but like for dwarves and stuff, you could mix in like whole red. There's all kinds of colors that you could mix in to get a good skin tone. But I usually undercoat in brown. Okay, and now for this part, we're just gonna take little drops. Normally I do my black wash over the face prior to doing this final highlighting step. Okay, well, kiddo, same thing. Give him my love, let him know I'm thinking about him and cheering the team on, and I'm going to try and stop in as soon as I'm done here. So, pass along my well wishings. Stay frosty. Woo 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 woo! There we go. There's CosmicCandi woo woos. All right. Let's see. Gonna rinse this off. We're gonna go in with the ivory for her eyes. So she's got eyeballs. Oh yeah, cause they were doing the cause the movie came out last night, I think. And so people were able to pick the Horde versus Alliance symbols for Warcraft. I'm not sure exactly how people were setting those. I think it's a profile thing. All right, so she's got eyeballs. She's got the whites of her eyes. And let's see here. We are going to use, for her eyes, because they are supposed to be ice blue, according to her character bio, and because I know this character, she's mine, I'm going to use the sky blue, the light blue that I used, sorry, that's going to be Blick Matte Acrylic Blue Medium that I used to base coat her face. I'm going to go ahead and remix that. Remix! Remix! And we are going to go ahead and lay down the dots for her eyes. Get this. There we go. This light is not letting, light is not letting you see the actual eyeball very well. But it is there. I assure you it is there. Might need to go back in and retouch the other side. I think I got a little bit too much blue on the other side. And we are going to throw this toilet paper away because it has reached the end of its usable life. I've got too much paint there. All right. Take a little bit more of this ivory here. think I see one of the other things that's going on here. It looks like I may have gotten a little bit overzealous with as far as... Hi, Jackie Chan. How's it going? I am painting a miniature right now. It's been a long time since I've seen you. But I am painting a miniature for Dungeons & Dragons. This is my pirate captain character. Tal'iri Seabreeze. I'll be your undoing boyo. So yeah, I think I went a little bit overzealous on where the actual eyeball is up top too. So I'm gonna take just a little bit of that of the medium flesh tone, and we're gonna put that in just right underneath the hat. Eyeballs are the hardest part of painting any miniature. No, probably not going to be streaming a game today. What I have figured out, Jackie, is that people really enjoy watching me paint miniatures. And they come in more for the miniatures than they do for me playing games. So, I tend to play a game if I'm burning out on painting. But for the most part, I've just been painting. I've been enjoying it, been enjoying talking to my viewers and stuff like that, and it's been working for me. So we're gonna stick with what's working. But I understand if this is not your cup of tea, and there will be no hard feelings if you decide not to stay. we go. I'm finally happy with those eyes. I do, Jackie. It's just not very often. Typically it's like Monday or Tuesday, depending on how I'm feeling. Because I typically stream my painting on Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday or Tuesday, if I need a break from painting, then I'll play and stream a game. But like I said, again, not often. And no need to apologize. Like I said, I understand that this is not everybody's cup of tea. Okay, so we've got eyeballs. All right, let's go ahead and hit all of the black areas. Have a good day, Jackie. Take it easy. And because I didn't say it, this is 1-to-1 black paint and water. Oh, weird. Yeah, I don't have any dropped frames or anything. Is everything good for you now, Cubicle? Yeah, unfortunately it happens sometimes. I mean, my internet just got upgraded too, and I go watch streamers, and every so often even their streams lock up, even though I'm on like 50 megabit down. Damn. Are you on like a Google Fiber or something? That is a huge downstream. Okay, yeah, because I'm on 50 down and 5 up. I just found an area that I forgot to paint. The back of her neck. $125 down, 15 up. Nice. Nice. I've talked to some people that have like Google Fiber and stuff, and their speeds are insane. All right, she's starting to take some shape. Holy crap. 483 down. I can. That's everybody's dream, I guess. Okay, so first of the three questions. All right, so we've got the cork, and then this is poster tack. You can use either poster tack or you can use silly putty. Either one will work. Yeah, blue tack, sticky tack, poster tack. Mine was actually just called white tack or something. Tacky. Simply Tacky is the name of the brand that I have for it. But yeah, you can use either like a sticky tack or silly putty. Either one will work. Next question. How thorough am I with the primer coat? I'm pretty thorough with my primer coat, and I do brush prime. I don't see it on my desk here currently. Where is it at? Ah, here it is. It's hiding behind this paint. I use the Tester's Model Master Gray Brush On Primer. Not my favorite primer. I would probably rather get a Vallejo Brush On or some other type of brush on primer. But the thing about the Model Master Gray Brush On Primer is that it dries super fast. So what I tend to do with it is I load up my brush really, pretty heavy for, I guess, all things considered. I load up that brush pretty heavy, and then I just kind of glob it on the model, and then I keep brushing it to other areas so that I don't lose the details. If you're using a spray-on primer, though, you definitely don't want to go very thick. Yeah, like these Hero Forge minis are stuck to their bases. I've got some other minis here. This was a Gale Force 9 D&D Collector's Edition mini with Valindra's Shadow Mantle. She was the one that I painted most recently. Well, on stream anyway. And she actually got glued to her base. So I actually painted the base first, then I attached her and painted her. So, I mean, it's kind of a toss-up, really. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I had a hell of a time. I've also got the this is still kind of a work in progress. I've got the white from that same set. This is from the Neverwinter MMO. So yeah, I'm still working on him. I've been painting him off stream, and I'm still trying to figure out what direction I'm going to go with him. Alright, so the rest of that belt is here. But yeah, with a spray-on primer, you just want a light dusting. I used to go way too heavy on my primer, and I lost so much detail. If I could go back in time, I would go tell myself, hey, idiot, don't use so much primer. Here with you now, here with you now. Yeah, you probably want to go 1-to-1 with the Vallejo primer. You just you probably would still go 1-to-1 with the Vallejo primer, but you just um you just want to make sure that you, like I've been doing here, just wipe off your brush. Oops. Um, I have not gotten into airbrushing because I don't have the space. I want to get into airbrushing because you can do some amazing things with minis that you cannot do with a brush. Like the blending and the shading effects from an airbrush are so much better than straight brushing it. Is that another? That's another strap. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, Cosmic Cubicle, my apartment is super tiny. And so I'm painting from the corner of my computer desk right now. Yeah, Hero Forge, don't know if you know, is actually working on, they are getting ready to release, it's still in the development stages, but they're getting ready to release, 3D printed miniatures that already have the color on them. If you look them up on Instagram, they're pretty damn phenomenal. They can't get them down onto the minis that are this size yet, but they are working on it. Icons of the Realms. I have not. I have not even heard of those. Yeah, if I'm perfectly honest, I'm sitting here fantasizing about becoming a staff painter for them. I have talked with the people at Hero Forge a fair amount, and their people are really cool. Oh, come on, brush. That's not where I wanted that paint to go. There we go, that's better. Okay, so let's see, what else do we have left? We've got to get the scabbard. It's about time for me to add some more black paint to my wet palette here. On my star, connected, missile directed to the heart. Yeah. Star. Okay, so there is actually a minor clipping issue here where her scabbard clipped into her cloak, and I did not notice that before. And that did not happen on the previous mini. So I'm not sure what I changed that caused that clipping. I'll have to bring that up to the Hero Forge people and see if they can look into it a little bit. All right. We're getting close. It's almost time for highlights and such. Um, that is that another belt? Yeah, I think we all would. Those of us that are gamers. We want to do what we love, but we want to get paid well for it too. Okay, I think that's all of the leather straps. All right, and I need to go ahead and do the back of her neck here real quick, because I completely forgot to do that earlier. Just didn't even see it. Studio painter's less than a help desk job. Interesting. See, I've never seen the I've never seen the statistics or even really looked up how much studio painters make. Hey, there we go. Twitch alerts finally loaded. There we go. Twitch alerts is finally loading. So now maybe There we go. There we go. We got some stuff working here. So this is what you guys should have seen when you followed and when you hosted. Let's see. Um, alert box. So when you guys followed, you should have gotten one of these. I think one of you got this one. Oh, come on. It's not working.
And here I thought you'd be difficult to catch. Silly weed.
Okay, so there was the hosting alert. Follow alerts. That's one of them. I've got three I've got 3 random follow alerts. One of you got this one, I know for sure. And then this is the other one. You know, though, 47,000 is still more than I was making as a help desk technician. Oh, I see what I did there. Okay, so, all right, I see what I did on the previous mini. I don't know, I think I would be okay with that. Especially if they would let me still stream and, you know, try and bolster my numbers that way. All right, time to add another drop of paint because this black is running out. That's very true. That's very true. And not only that, but, you know, I mean, I guess Studio Painter, I wouldn't necessarily have to stay where the company is located. Because I've heard of studio painters for various companies, um, you know, living in one area where the studio is someplace completely different, especially like at Reaper or, you know, those places. So, so I was sitting here thinking, you know, well, cost of living in California would be higher, which is where Hero Forge is at. So that would make a difference too. There we go. So I had gone black there, and then I filled it in with white. So one drop of white, one drop of water. I am in southwestern Indiana. I am in Evansville. Fargo, North Dakota. I used to, well, when I was with the Air Force, I was stationed in Grand Forks. My dad lived in Bismarck. And, you know, growing up, we used to visit Elgin all the time because that's where Dad's family was at. That's where his mom and Dad were, and then a lot of his brothers and sisters were in the Elgin area, Mandan, Minot, etc. So I'm familiar with North Dakota. Yeah, I've heard some pretty thick Norwegian accents though. Where did my water bottle go? Jur Tashkeen, thank you very much for the follow. I just noticed that I had a new follow. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good time. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And Cosmic, my grandparents were German. Oh, don't be doing that now. Come on. This white paint is being stubborn, you guys. It's being very, very stubborn. Yeah, I know the difference. I know. There's a lot of Norwegian. There's a lot of there's a lot of people from Minnesota there as well. And so you get kind of the blending of the accents and comes out kind of sounding Canadian. But yeah, Grand Forks, I was 2 hours away from Manitoba, Winnipeg. Yeah, yeah, people are pretty bad at geography. I used to be a lot better at it than I am now.
Will we ever get off this island?
You'll get off this island if Tal'iri Seabreeze takes you. Come with me, lass. You have nothing to fear. Santo Bartez, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day night cycle. Hope you're enjoying yourself here. Alright, so I think I need to make an executive decision here, and I think this upper portion of her coat is actually going to be cream colored. I think this is going to be like the collar of her shirt. Alright, and I need to dilute that again, because it's coming on really thick. Add 1 drop of water back to it. Um, 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 um. Nerp, do you use a wet palette, or do you have one? If not, I would highly recommend one. Oh yeah, I never did paint her neck. Oops. Hmm. Alright. I may have to go back in and retouch this, because I'm not entirely convinced that that's actually what that is, but... Alright, we're gonna skip this song. I'm not happy about the message that it's portraying. Oh, I think I skipped that one last stream too. All right, she's looking better. She's looking better. She's getting there. We're making progress. All right, this ivory is super thin though, so it's taking a lot of coats to actually cover this dark blue paint. That's okay though. I got nothing but time. Nobody's Canadian. Uh, but when Cosmic said, and pardon me, Cosmic, not sure if you're male or female. Cosmic said that they were from Fargo. I did a Canadian kind of sounding accent. But my dad is from North Dakota, and I used to live there when I was stationed with the Air Force, so. You're Canadian, Nerp? Nice. Whereabouts in Canada are you? They lost the first match. Thanks for the update, kiddo. Tournament typically is not single elimination, so hopefully they've still got a shot at that 600 bucks. It depends on whether they're doing like a round robin style tournament or how they're working it. Oh, and kiddo, you've sided with the Horde. Yeah, I would have to go Alliance too. I think the primary reason that I would have to go Alliance is because they've got Griffins. You're in Calgary, Alberta. Okay. I think I've got a friend that's up near Calgary.
We had each other for warmth.
I've got some other friends that live in Toronto. Kiddo, how did you set your how did you set your icon?
Hey, it's me. So I had a dream about us again last night. This time we were standing by the ocean and watching the sunset. Your hair and your dress gently flowed in the wind. Hey, it's me. So I had a dream about us again last night. This time we were standing by the ocean and watching the sunset. Your hair and your dress gently flowed in the wind. You looked as beautiful as ever. We sat down and watched the sun slowly disappear behind
Oops.
the
Sorry, guys.
heavens. As the glow gradually faded away, we had each other for warmth.
Okay, so there is the start of her collar. Alright. Probably going to end up going back with some of that dark blue and cleaning some of this up to make the
Assuring you that you would always be safe with me.
to make the collar a little bit more defined, because I don't like it being in such a huge area here.
Before you came along.
So I think I want to probably just take a line of blue, like right along there, and we'll come back in and fix that, make it look like her shirt collar is partially in here. You're originally from Windsor, Ontario. Well, kiddo, if you find out whether or not this was single elimination, definitely let me know.
Love, happiness, happiness, happiness. We then tried to break free from the restraints. The muffled sound of your sweet voice through the duct tape was probably an I love you. I love you too. Always and forever.
Did those lyrics just say the muffled sounds of your voice from behind the duct tape is probably an I love you? The name of the song is Obsession. Totally makes sense now. Okay, so we're gonna rinse out this ivory. All right, rinse out the ivory. Let's go ahead and paint the back of her neck. Oops. I want to get that blue cast still underneath the skin, so I need to do it with that light blue first. Okay, that looks like it's already dry.